Hey, what's going on, DDO players? Axel here. So let's talk about the closing of the Hardcore League. So a couple days ago, the developers posted this kind of interesting post, just giving out some interesting facts and some announcements. So let's just go ahead and read the first part here. So the developers had to say thank you to everyone who participated in our first Hardcore League. We've now published the final standings for Reaper XP and Total Favor here. Congratulations to everyone on the list. The list will be published in the Hall of Heroes in the future as well. And we'll look at the leaderboard, the final leaderboard, here in a second. So one interesting thing they said here next, there were more than 6,000 characters who made it to at least level 5 and survived. So next week's DDO Chronicle will be a special edition featuring everyone who survived at level 5 plus. So if you don't remember, they at the beginning of the Hardcore League, they said anyone who made it to level 5 and was still alive when it was over would have their name published in the Chronicle. But I'm like shocked at just how many there were. So there were 6,000 characters at level 5. Not just got to level 5 period, but 6,000 characters who were alive at level 5 and alive when the hardcore server ended. So that's kind of nuts. I mean, that shows you just how many players were actually playing. I mean, yeah, there's going to be players who would have had multiple characters probably up to level 5, but I mean that goes to show you that what I mean there's there's a lot of players who were playing. I mean, if there's 6,000 characters alive at level 5, then you would have had to think there were at least, I don't know, maybe 10,000 players playing on the hardcore server at least, if not more. Considering I think that the population, in my opinion, if you watched my last video, is somewhere between like 30 and 40,000 players for DDO period, active players. That's pretty nuts. I mean, that goes to show that probably somewhere, maybe upwards of half the player base was engaging in Hardcore League on some level. I mean, if 6,000 had a level 5 character, and that is characters, not players, but 6,000 characters were at level 5, I would have had to think that there, were at least double that who would have played on the server in some capacity. I mean, that would have not included people who got their character up to higher than that and then died, or players who, played a little bit and didn't get up to 5 or whatever. So that's a really interesting stat. It just shows you how popular it was. All right, continuing. We are also pleased to announce that the after party has begun. We have now reopened the Hardcore League server for players who get their things in order and transfer their character to another server. Make sure to read our FAQ to get more information. Okay, so basically, and they go on in this next paragraph to explain, but basically, if you made a character on the Hardcore server, you can transfer it for free to another server of your choice for a limited time, and it's open up until December 2nd, and then after that they have to bring the transfer down to do some server work or something, but they're planning to bring it up again after that, so you're probably going to get another chance. But if I were you and I have a character on there I want to transfer, just go do it now. You have several days here. It's not until December 2nd that it closes, so I would just go ahead and do that now. The next thing they mentioned here was the big news. So the last paragraph here: taking part in watching this first Hardcore League has been great, and we hope you've had a good time too. Stay tuned for more information about Season 2 of the Hardcore League in early 2020. So I saw some people were getting kind of confused about that last sentence. People were taking it two different ways. That we're going to get information. Way number one is that either we were going to get information in early 2020 or it was going to start in early 2020. But I think it's kind of obvious if you read it that they're just saying that we're going to get more information in early 2020. So I wouldn't expect it to start in early 2020, although it could. But I don't think anyone is surprised that the hardcore server is getting another season. I mean, this thing was very popular, a lot more popular than I think it was going to be, and from all purposes, all intents and purposes, it seems like the same is true for other players. They're also really surprised, and I bet the devs are really surprised as well. And it seems to be something that's made them a good bit of money. I mean, I don't know that for sure, obviously, I'm just guessing, but I know of several players who claimed to have spent a lot of money, like as in thousands of dollars on the hardcore server, which I think is like, don't do that. Like, it's good to support the game, but if you're spending thousands of dollars on the hardcore server, I don't know. I guess if you're rich and you're a responsible adult and you're okay with that, or not even rich, if you have the money and you're okay with that, okay, fine. But if like you have like an addiction thing where you're kind of addicted to rolling the gold dice or whatever, because I know of at least one player who I heard who apparently rolled his way all the way up to 20 on like the first day, so just kept paying for gold rolls. And yeah, if you have an addiction problem, please, like, I don't know, just reassess. But I guess if you're a consenting adult who is completely okay with that and you have the money, okay. But I just think that's kind of nuts to me if stuff like that's going on. But I think the competition aspect at least probably drove people to the store more. It's not really, I still don't see hardcore, and I know other people will disagree with me, but I still don't really see the hardcore server really as a competition per se, just because you can buy things from the store and get an advantage. Even though skill is going to be the primary determining factor, you still can purchase an advantage. So it's not purely a competition. Like, you can still have a good advantage if you say buy the best tomes for your character, and you say if you're like a sorcerer or something and you're willing to just like constantly dump uh, money into the store to buy spell point potions, constantly maximize and empower all your spells. If you're willing to do stuff like that, you can really have an advantage, I would think. I didn't mean to make this video just to rack on Hardcore League, but I don't know why I went there. All right, what else do I want to talk about? Talk about my experience. So I did play the Hardcore League for a little while, and my whole approach to it was I thought a bit about going for the, I think it was 1750 favor reward. But I got into it, and I did have fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it the first couple weeks. But after that, I was like, you know what? I kind of got my fill. I'm good. I made two characters. One, I got to level 5 just to just so I could get in the Chronicle, and that was a good enough reward for me. And I started another character, which I think I got up to level 3. Yeah, 3, I think. Just level 3. And then I was like, I'll just go back to my regular server. So I only really played it for a week or two personally, but I still think it's a good idea, and a lot of players really enjoyed it. So let's go to the final standings leaderboard here. So let's go to the bottom. So it's really interesting looking at how much Reaper XP and favor people acquired. So first of all, Ratter won. I don't know how to say that name, Ratier, with a huge Reaper XP lead. I mean, that's a ton of Reaper XP. That's crazy that you get that much. He got that much. He or she got that much Reaper XP without dying. Like, that's crazy good. I think the more interesting thing though is the favor standing. So one thing that was really interesting is how many people got to 5,000 favor, because I wasn't sure really if there'd be many people at all to get 5,000 favor, but man, this event was really popular because not only did a lot more people than I thought get to 5,000 favor, but so many people got to 5,000 favor that you literally had to have 5,000 favor just to be in the top 100. So the last place here is 5,007, and I think you see a lot of people with just barely over 5,000. I'm sure that's because a lot of people would have hit 5,000, which was probably their goal to get the 5,000, the cosmetic boots, and they probably quit after that. They probably didn't want their character to die after they have the 5,000, because then if your character dies, you wouldn't get on the leaderboard at the end. But that is really interesting, just how many people really got into playing this. So the winner of the favor were two people, Piviel and Chaka of Galanda. So with 6,156 favor. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the next season. Is it going to be just as popular? Definitely no, unless they do a really good job of switching up the prizes. They definitely need to add new prizes and maybe even switch up the rules a little bit. Maybe say that this time around you can only run stuff on Reaper and Elite. Maybe this time they add in extra tiers of cosmetics. They add more cosmetics. They say maybe the 5,000 favor cosmetic will be different this time around. Maybe they add more tiers of prizes. Like, I personally, to get someone like me interested, is I would like to see lower tiers of prizes. So maybe add something at, I don't know, 1,000 favor as a prize, something like that. That would be really, or even lower than that. Just, it doesn't have to be like an amazing prize or anything. Just like a cloak or something. maybe make a 500 favor one, just something that's kind of a lower tier prize that more people can get to, but don't make it as awesome, obviously, as the like higher tier stuff. Just so like the coolest thing should be like the 5,000 favor thing, whatever it is. It should be the coolest cosmetic or whatever, definitely. But if they add something like a minor prize, that would be cool. Get someone like me interested, because while I enjoyed hardcore, and I played it for a couple weeks, I kind of realized early on that I don't have the time to grind, and I'm not willing to put in the time to grind like 5,000 favor, even though I think I could do it. I just don't want to put in that kind of time. So if there was some kind of less time intensive goals, I would really like that, because with the current hardcore league, it's like 1750 or 5,000 favor, like the only, like, unless you're going for Reaper XP, those are the only goals. And 1750 favor, that takes a while. That's a good investment of time. So so I would like to see something on the lower tier, and obviously with the higher tiers, they need to mix up the prizes as well. But I'm glad that it's only cosmetic, and I think that should stay as only cosmetic. But definitely they should come up with some really cool looking new cosmetics for the 5,000 and 1750 to get people interested. And again, like rules, I don't know really what else they could do, but maybe restricting difficulties, something like that. Some kind of mix up for each season, I think they need to do. Guys, that would actually be a good thing for you to post below. If there's something that you have an idea of in terms of a new rule that you would like to see, or you think would be cool, or a new prize or something, post it below. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. So yeah, post that below, and then also let me know if you played hardcore and if you liked it, and what your experience was. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. I will see you all next time. Have a good one, and take care.